Barbecue, and welcome to the NCAA Championships presented by Capital One. Here in Alabama for the Elite Eight, but it is a Lone Star takeover. So whether you're bouncing with Bevo or embracing the Underfrogs, we've got the story covered for you at Legacy Arena. It is top-seeded Texas in the house and led by a pair of All-Americans, Rory Harmon and her running mate Madison Booker, hoping to add a Final Four to their resumes. And TCU's magical ride is driven by Sedona Prince and Haley Van Lith, hoping for one more road trip down to Tampa. Saturday was sweet for both these clubs for the Burnt Orange over Big Orange. And a win over Tennessee in the Sweet 16, and TCU's hearty appetites were satisfied, taking the fight to the Irish as their historic season rolls on. So here we go. Your bracket has two Final Four spots filled in and two to go tonight with our game here, and then UConn USC on deck. Hi everyone, and welcome courtside. I'm Beth Mowens with the Naismith Hall of Famer Debbie Antonelli. Angel Gray is also courtside with us, and we've got a good showdown between a couple of schools from the Lone Star State. For Texas, looking for their first trip, Debbie, back to the Final Four for the first time in 22 years, and it would be the first time, period, for TCU to do it.
If TCU is going to get there, it's on the shoulders and the playmaking and scoring ability of their big three. They've got Madison Connor, the best three-point shooter in the Division I women's game this year. Sedona Prince on the block or pick and pop. She can affect what they do offensively, and then it's not just the shot maker, it's the playmaker. Haley Van Lith, who has more experience in the NCAA tournament than anyone that's ever played. 60 points is what they combined for in the first, or the meeting against Tennessee, or Notre Dame, excuse me. They're going to need a little bit more help from their bench today.
How about for Texas, Debbie? They two-step with the combo of Booker and Harmon, their perfect pair.
Yeah, these two can really dial up pace, or they can slow it down and execute. When Madison Booker, the SEC Player of the Year, gets to her spots, she's really good in working in all their pin-down action and the mid-range jumper. And Rory Harmon, she's the point of attack on defense, and she's the point of attack on offense for head coach Vic Schaefer.
And how about when they're together the last two seasons, 45-3. Add to them a couple of freshmen, Angel Gray, blossoming at just the right time.
Absolutely. Well, in the Sweet 16, the underclassmen gave the Longhorns the upper hand. Bree Preston and Jordan Lee have earned the trust of the veterans earlier in the season, and they were prepared when their number was called on Saturday. They scored all 25 of the bench points, and Coach Schaefer explained that his assistants constantly remind him of his team's plus-minus boost when they are on the floor. They are considered the team's X-factor and edge tonight.
Here we go, Texas and TCU. They were slapping brackets last night with spots in the Final Four for the Gamecocks, seeking a fourth title in 9 years, and UCLA in the Final Four for the first time. Who's got next? The Horns. And the Horned Frogs for a spot in Tampa. Welcome to the Elite Eight, presented by AT&T. Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's all Texas tonight. The Longhorns and the Horned Frogs. TCU, the best season in school history, hoping to keep it going against a Texas team determined to get back to the Final Four and join their 1986 national championship team. Home whites for the top seed, TCU in purple. And it's the 2 seed controlling the tip, and Haley Van Lith, the Big 12's Player of the Year, defended by Rory Harmon, a member of the All-SEC defensive team. Here's Connor. And now Eminoku. And Agnes' first shot off the mark. Rebound, Taylor Jones. Starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. It's all transfers at TCU, a combined 21 seasons at 12 different schools. This is their one season together. And for Texas, Booker and Harmon's individual awards include All-American, Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and now they want the highest team honor in Tampa. And a 5-second violation on the inbound. Debbie, full court pressure right away from the Horns.
Even Sedona Prince at 6'7" was up there to help relieve pressure. Here's a couple of things that you got to watch for. For TCU, they got to move it, create space, take care of it, and neutralize the size that Texas brings to the front line with their three-point shooting ability. I think they got to be double-digit threes tonight. And then for Texas, their ball screen coverages have to be on point, especially with the ability of Sedona Prince, number 13 in purple at 6'7", who can pick and pop. They got to rebound to establish their pace, and they got to get into the depth of Texas. They have an advantage there.
Longhorns excellent at forcing turnovers under Vic Schaefer. 21 a night, leading to 24 points off of, and now Vic in his fifth season at Texas. They've been to the Elite Eight in 4 of the last 5 years, and they're looking for a breakthrough. They have lost their 3 previous times. Of course, Vic reached the Final Four in the national championship game as a head coach at Mississippi State and won a title as an assistant coach with Gary Blair at Texas A&M.
And when you get to this game, Beth, it's about your identity. For Texas, it starts on the defensive end. You see the full court pressure. They're known for their ball pressure. And there's a good screen and roll for Prince to the rim, but she misses.
Missed her first attempt inside. Connor will run into a 3. That won't go. And Emma Nopu with a couple of offensive boards. And they cannot strike on their 3rd chance.
Texas is not a three-point shooting team. They're only making 2 in the tournament. They make less than 3 on the season. But they neutralize that because they don't give up a lot of threes. So they're going to have to guard the three-point line. This is what Texas does.
They use their muscle. Vic Schaefer today in shoot-around told them, make layups and 12-footers, and we're in good shape. Here's Donovan Hunter, the lone underclassman in the lineup, bringing it across midcourt for Mark Campbell's club.
Great screen by Haley Van Lith.
And Hunter draws the foul on Shea Holly. For Mark Campbell, he's called it a magical ride in year number 2. If they win today and get to the Final Four, it is the greatest turnaround in the history of the sport. They are 26 wins better than they were when he took over 2 years ago.
Well, he's done a fantastic job as the Big 12 Coach of the Year. He's a finalist for the Werner Ladder Naismith Coach of the Year award. They've won 13 in a row to get to this point.
They are looking to match NC State a year ago and go from unranked in the preseason to the Final Four. Booker to Herman, and Rory will try from just inside the line. Weak side, Jock Muenentonda couldn't snare it.
All 5 in purple have to be on the defensive glass. Texas has the size advantage and some length at certain positions.
They're one of the best in the country, O-boards and getting second chance points. Here is Haley Van Lith. Huge performance in the Sweet 16, scored 26 against Notre Dame, and she was the best player in the gym.
Okay, expect a little nerves early, but I expect both these teams to start settling in here. Because now you got a good sweat going because you've been up and down a few times. When you get here, Beth, it's a focus to the next play. Yep. You have to be a next play mentality.
Harmon, fade off the window, doesn't go, and Prince has it. What a change for Texas from the chaotic up and down full 40 minutes of running against Tennessee to this much more methodic, find the rhythm and flow in the half-court TCU.
Yeah, well, Texas wasn't able to use their bigs because of the pace of the game, and credit Tennessee for that. This will be a much different rhythm. If Texas can disrupt the rhythm of TCU, they're one of the best passing teams in the country, 8th in the nation in team assists at just under 19 a game. And they are the best three-point shooting team. So they're definitely a rhythm team, and I do believe a good passing team leads to becoming a good shooting team.
We're going to see that pick and roll action all day long. They had to jack to try and beat the shot clock buzzer, and Emma Nopu is already a difference maker on the glass. Held ball here, it will go the other way. Agnes, formerly of Stanford, was there 3 years. She has a national championship ring. So with all these transfers, you've got a national champion, you've got 3 players that have been to the Final Four, another that has been to the Elite Eight. Even though they're new to each other this year, they are not new to March.
Well, this is the 4th Elite Eight appearance for Haley Van Lith. Nobody has played in more NCAA tournament games than number 10 right here with the ball.
She's in her 21st today. Later tonight, Paige Beckers at UConn will play in her 20th tournament game. There's that pick and roll again.
Good D by Rory Harmon to get over the top of that.
Holly tips it into the backcourt, and again, they're gonna have to hurry. Connor loses control, and Texas takes it.
Too much dancing with the ball.
Here comes Maddie Booker. Harmon, she'll try for 3 and hit it. That's bonus points for Texas from downtown.
A 27% three-point shooter, not necessarily how Rory Harmon beats you. I wouldn't make an adjustment until she hits another.
That's her first 3 of the NCAA tournament. Another Texas takeaway. 2-on-1. Harmon keeps and hits.
Got to move to get open. We've gone up and down without a whistle. A little fatigue playing a role right now. And Vic Schaefer asking for more ball pressure out of his team.
TCU has turned it over a couple of times. They are 0 for 6 shooting it. Here comes Prince. Slips the screen this time. Hunter into the paint. The kick out. They get an open look finally. And it's Nopu knocking it down. She has a 20-point performance already in this postseason.
That was a really poised and mature possession. They get a couple of sides. They don't panic inside 10 on the shot clock. And they get a piece of the paint, which sets up their three-point shooting.
Here's Booker.
They love that pin down action for Booker.
And a 3-second violation on Texas. A 7-4 start, Horns over Horned Frogs in our Elite Eight showdown. And when we come back, the energy, the enthusiasm, and the historic season for Mark Campbell and TCU. And let's check out how they are fueling the run, brought to you by Wendy's. A little riff-ram bazoo. 34 wins, the school record for the Horned Frogs. They finished the regular season in the top 10. That's never happened before. Big 12 regular season and tournament champions. That's a first. And yes, indeed, winner stays. That was after the Sweet 16 victory. They are in the Elite Eight, hunting for their first Final Four. Today at shoot-around, Debbie, Mark Campbell said tonight's a football game. Are we tough enough to win it?
The line of scrimmage, in the paint, on the glass, where there's a lot of contact, and that's where the toughness has to come in, especially the physical toughness.
The big 3 so far are 0 for 4, and now with 3 turnovers, Texas taking advantage of the takeaways, already with 7.
This is Texas basketball right here. Vic Schaefer is all about ball pressure. Look how far out TCU starting their offense. And when they bring that hard hedge, they are poking at the basketball.
They have muddied up the pick and roll so far, and now we're going to get a foul called on Kyla Oldacre, her first.
Some mishandle off the timeout, which Mark Campbell's team is usually pretty good off the ATOs. And Rory Harmon, the beneficiary of scoring 7 of their 9. She's been able to get a couple of steals here early.
She's defending on Haley Van Lith right now. Those two were campers together at the dog camp with Kelsey Plum over the summer. Another shot clock situation developing for TCU. Connor in a tough spot and a shot clock violation. And the Texas defense is winning this first quarter.
TCU can't even get the ball below the free throw line right now. And in order to beat Texas, you have to welcome this pressure. You know it's coming. They're not even really bringing two to the ball until there's a ball screen. And this is a heavy ball screen offense for Mark Campbell. They've got to get the ball and attack. They got to be downhill. They're playing too much side to side right now.
Taylor Bigby will check in for them. Their starting five, TCU's, plays a ton of minutes. And now they force the turnover as Booker could not connect with Rory.
Madison Booker is one of the most unselfish superstars in our game right now. Sometimes I think she defers. And there's going to be a time in the game when she's going to need to take over. But Rory Harmon, with everything she's been through and the ACL and the adversity that she's faced, she's ready to play.
And lift to Connor. She is the sharpest shooter in the Sweet 16 into the Elite Eight from downtown. 4 threes away from a Big 12 record. She'll step inside the line there for 2.
So when you're a rhythm team and you like to play off the pass, you're going to have to make some shots off the bounce tonight. You're going to have to be able to attack. The dribble drive right here for Texas, a staple for Vic Schaefer.
Off the hands of Oldacre, and that'll go back over to TCU.
Each exchange of the dribble drive gets Texas a little bit deeper. They're not a three-point shooting team, so when they can play through the nail on that dribble drive, that sets up their mid-range game.
They've got Prince coming back to try and help out on the inbound, and it's a second 5-second violation of the first quarter.
But right now, and Mark Campbell's absolutely right, you got to set up your cut, and you got to cut hard. You got to post up. You got to box out to be able to get the ball inbounds.
So Prince will check out, and it is a smaller lineup now. The 6'7" post is out, replaced by 6'1" Deasia Merrill, and there's Booker with her first bucket.
She's going to make 8 out of 10 on that spot on the floor. That is her spot. And she works hard to get there.
I think Mark Campbell just wanted a moment for Prince to catch her breath and settle in here. A rocky start for the Horned Frogs, courtesy of the Texas defense. And that is Oldacre's second foul.
Watch this play right here. This is how Madison Booker gets to her spots. It's just a little short screen right here. You got the weak side busy and occupied. You're just going simple ball screen into a short jump shot. It's an out-of-bounds play that Mark Campbell's team did work on today.
Booker, a first-team All-American last year as a freshman. First-teamer again this year. And here is Booker. She can play the point forward position. Last year's Big 12 Player of the Year, this season's SEC Player of the Year.
On the pass, the dig down by Haley Van Lith.
Connor defended by Shea Holly, and Holly holds her ground and takes it for Texas. Here comes Harmon. Booker off the bounce, off the window and down.
The SEC Player of the Year is starting to cook right now. She's getting it going.
Booker and Harmon have combined for 11 points.
Watch Madison Booker right here. Through the nail, to the rim. High off the glass. Well done. 6'1" frame, too much inside, too powerful.
So Debbie, they've got 11 for Texas. The big three, just 2 points here in the first quarter for TCU.
Well, there's just a lack of focus.
Another violation, a 10-second count on the Horned Frogs.
There's a focus here, Beth. There's a lack of toughness right here. Maybe the nerves of the moment have gotten to TCU early. They got to get
turnovers, Debbie.
I mean, they got to get it together out here, right? I mean, still, it is just a 3-possession game.
An experienced team, but not the start that they were looking for. Booker going to work again, around and out. Tipped out by Holly, making another nice play, and the assist to Harmon is swatted by Merrill. Didn't need that bounce, and she dribbled right into the shot blocker.
Deasia Merrill off the bench. I don't know why Rory didn't go straight up with that one. She hesitated and allowed the defense to be able to recover. Big play by Merrill to allow them to set their D.
Jordan Lee to inbound, the lob to Jones right up with it, and Merrill has the rebound.
Rory Harmon is an excellent screener at her size because she takes your leverage away.
See if TCU can get a bucket here to salvage something out of this first quarter. The drive, the dish, the three. Taylor Bigby drops it. And a little boost for TCU. Interview with Mark Campbell coming up with Angel Gray on the other side.
This is what you needed. It's an emotional play for TCU. Down the lane line. Throwback to the slot. Bucket. Horned Frogs.
Angel pressure was the story of that first quarter, Debbie.
I mean, watch these Texas defensive habits. Nose on the ball. Deny one pass away. High hands on the closeout. Aggravating and aggressive. Staying with your man. Not rotating or over-rotating. This is tremendous. They've forced 8 TCU turnovers, and Texas has scored 9 points off those 8 turnovers. They got to take care of the basketball, so welcome the pressure. Ball fake, dribble entry, high post entry. Look to go back door. Those are things you have to have in your pressure package.
The big three, just 1 of 8 shooting, only 2 points. They only have 1 2-pointer so far in the game. Sedona Prince will continue to sit on the TCU bench. On the other side, Booker and Harmon, 11 of the 13 points for Texas. A 10-second violation, a shot clock violation, a pair of 5-second violations forced by this Texas defense.
See, they're getting the ball below the free throw line here to start the second quarter.
Pitch out for 3. Shot is no good from Aaliyah Robertson. Already TCU forced to go a little deeper in their bench. Mark Campbell thought they would need to steal some minutes for them and play a bigger role.
Jay Holly to the elbow. You're going to go under all your ball screen coverage. You're going to play basically a softer coverage against Texas because you're going to force them to make those mid-range shots. The thing about Texas is they're second in the nation in making 2-point baskets. They make 26 a game.
Shea Holly in her 170th game at Texas for the Austin Westlake product. Dad, a football player with the Longhorns back in the day. And the turnover story is not a pretty one for TCU. Sedona Prince will come back onto the floor. She had 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 blocks in the win over Notre Dame Saturday.
Look how far Haley Van Lith is off Rory Harmon, because she's going to help on all the interior passing, dribble drives, anything that comes towards her in the paint.
First foul on Donovan Hunter. Texas has hit 6 of its last 10 shots. Here's Harmon, defended by Van Lith. Rory off the bounce into the lane. Van Lith may have gotten a piece of that. Did touch iron. Booker here calling the shots. They'll run the pick and roll. She wants a mismatch on the smaller defender. Booker sees the double, feeds Lee. Good ball fake, and off the pump, she gets a clean look.
How good have these freshmen been in March for Vic Schaefer? Jordan Lee, she has a tremendous three-point shot. She's very good in the mid-range. She's long and athletic on the defensive end.
Both these coaches, Debbie, so good at figuring out and managing the mismatches.
Manipulating the switch.
Yep. Another TCU turnover.
Boy, the pressure has bothered Haley Van Lith so far in this game. Look at this ball movement right here. It's a great job of on the skip, attacking the closeout. See, TCU wants to come with a short closeout. You're not coming out long because you're not guarding the three-point line. So you're playing softer coverage. That jump shot should not be uncontested.
We got a 30-second timeout. Under 8 to go here in the first half for a spot in the Final Four and a matchup with South Carolina. Time for today's Need to Know, brought to you by Intuit QuickBooks. And for the Texas Longhorns, under Vic Schaefer, back-to-back 30-win seasons. Madison Booker, your back-to-back player of the year in 2 different conferences, by the way. A successful start in the SEC. They've reached the Elite 8 in 4 of the last 5 years, but the previous 3 trips ended in this round. They are looking to go one step further.
Vic Schaefer, the SEC Coach of the Year, has been to 7 of the last 8 Elite 8s with his time at Mississippi State prior to taking the Texas job.
I think the best thing you can say about Vic this year, 11-0 in single-digit games. He makes the right moves when it matters. And it's been a good start for Texas so far. Their defense has stifled TCU. Booker and Harmon have been as good as anticipated, and Sedona Prince swooping in for the big block on Bree Preston.
This is just a great job by Sedona Prince to rotate over and help at the rim. 6'7", a tremendous shot blocker.
See if that's a turning point for TCU. Weak side rebound, Emma Nopu's got it. Van Lith and Prince yet to score. 13 minutes into the game. They have just 1 2-pointer. Van Lith now defended by Preston, and an and one for Haley.
And she's saying, okay, I'm all right now. Here we go. Really good screen by Sedona Prince in the 2-man game right here. And then the hard roll creates some separation and space for Haley Van Lith to get downhill.
Well-documented story, now in her 5th year at 3 different schools. Spent the summer with USA Basketball winning a bronze medal in the 3-on-3 competition. Has set a new school assist record and a scoring record in her only season here in Fort Worth. Here's Preston off the hesitation. Jones gets the rebound and then draws a foul. Is it going to be on Prince?
See, Preston's ability to get downhill and force rotation opens up the offensive glass for Vic Schaefer's team. 43% of their misses, they offensive rebound. According to her hoop stats, that's number 3 in the nation. That's an impressive number.
One of Vic Schaefer's mantras to his kids today, make Prince guard us, and that's what Jones did there. Hey, coming up next on ESPN and the app, it's the last Elite 8 showdown. The 2-seed UConn, the 1-seed USC for that last spot in the Final Four. That follows us later tonight. Paige Beckers with 74 points in the last 2 games for Connecticut.
Wait, TCU are having all kinds of trouble with the full court press.
Well, just when you thought maybe the Prince block and the Van Lith 3-point play would send them in a different direction, Texas says, Not yet.
I think they're starting to break the pressure below the free throw line. I would move it up to the midcourt and give yourself some more space to cut. There's no room to move.
Booker. Nice play by Connor to tip it to Van Lith, and then Madison with the reach in, some frustration there. That's her first. And she opens up the night 2 for 7.
This is what I'm talking about. 3 people guarding 2 right here. You can't throw it over the top because Jordan Lee is a safety. They do a good job of getting it in bounds there.
Hunter, open look from the corner, no. Preston will push for Texas, head up, finds Harmon, and Rory knocks it down. She's got 9 here in the first half.
You thought the pace was fast before. When you put the just 2 point guards on the floor, and that's what Vic Schaefer has right now. This pace is getting ready to get faster.
What a group of guards this is with the 2 freshmen and then Harmon, who is a senior but has not announced publicly her intentions to stay or go. Connor with the pull-up.
A good job on the skip and attacking the closeout. Because Texas is going to come with a long closeout to the 3-point line. You got to be ready to make a play.
TCU 2 of 9 from downtown. Texas only allowing opponents 3 per night. Harmon, she wants to be a scorer this evening, and she is one. 11 now for Rory, already above her season average for a full 40 minutes. Big hedge from Jones, and Van Lith could not get it down to Prince. Hunter. Oh, they missed her that time. And Texas will come out with it. Sedona is working hard on both ends. Jones. That won't fall.
Preston needs to take that shot. She's capable of making that.
Van Lith on the drive to the left side, in and out. Emma Nopu's been a rebounding machine. Prince blocked by Jones. Sedona still scoreless on just 2 shots in the first half. And a turnover by Texas. 23-14, Horns in front. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One, and it's brought to you by Universal Pictures Drop, only in theaters April 11th. .4:17 to go, and that Texas defense has indeed kept the Stars quiet. Haley Van Lith just 1 of 5 so far. Debbie with 4 turnovers.
So watch the defensive pressure. Rory Harmon nose on the ball, gets through the screen, and then keeps the pressure on Haley Van Lith. She has a hard time handling that pressure. Rory Harmon pushing her way out. Now Preston, the freshman, is on her. This time she can get the ball below the level of the screen and get past Preston to draw an and-one opportunity, her only bucket so far in the first half.
Check out tonight's game track, brought to you by Invesco. QQQ, 11 turnovers have turned into 11 Texas points. The big 3, that huge game against Notre Dame in the Sweet 16 that has not developed yet tonight.
You have to get the ball below the free throw line, below the level of the screen to be able to utilize their ball screen offense.
Van Lith attacks the freshman again. In and out. Emma Nopu gets him another look. And another rebound for Emma. She's got 7 already in the first half. And a foul here on Harmon.
Emma Nopu all over the offensive boards. That's her 6th offensive rebound out of her 7.
looking to extend her career. One of 3 grad student starters. The inbound to Prince, who's got to go all the way out beyond the arc to get it.
Everything is contested by Texas. High hands, good footwork.
Aminopu for 3, no. And Jones pushed Prince out of the way. That's her first. That's the 4th team foul. Nobody had in any serious trouble yet.
This is where situational offense matters. You have to be really good on your baseline out of bounds stuff against pressure. Now you get to execute the shot you want, not the one Texas is going to dictate you take.
Well, they're trying to set up Connor, but Lee is hanging all over her. Van Lith, no. And this time they're gonna say Agnes went over the back of Booker, her first.
No rhythm for TCU, and the Texas defense has taken it away. Even as good a three-point shooting team as TCU is, they're rushing on those skip passes. They don't have the time because Texas is so quick to close out.
They are just 2 of 13. This is a top 10 three-point shooting team in the country in terms of makes and percentage. Booker going to work. She's not found her rhythm just yet either. Now 2 for 8.
And the other thing too, Beth, TCU can't get anything in transition. Nothing easy. Texas has made them work for everything.
O'Connor had a chance and gave it up. Texas defender fell down. Van Lith bothered on the shot by Lee. Had a hand in her face the whole way. Harmon, who's been the leading scorer for Texas, looking for more. Sedona Prince with the board, her 3rd.
See how deep that dribble drive penetration gets that shot? That's an easy 6-7 foot shot for Roy Harmon that she's capable of making.
As much of a struggle as it's been for TCU, they are still well within reach. Texas has not been able to extend it or bust it open.
Give Taylor Jones a chance. There you go. Mismatch in transition. You have a smaller player on her.
Harmon wide open. Can't knock it down. And a 1 and done. Texas now 2 for their last 10.
Boy, the D is so good.
Wow, shot clock winding down again. Van Lith finds a shooter in the corner. Prince, weak side, gets him another look. Approaching 1 minute to go. Van Lith, the left-hander, wide open, and that one goes down.
A little more time off a broken play, an offensive rebound. Swing, swing, bucket.
Final minute. And Lee called for the carry.
This is right here, 2-on-1 advantage off the offensive rebound. It's a really nice job of turning down a good shot for a better shot in the corner by Van Lith.
You told Mark Campbell before the game he could be within a possession without Sedona Prince scoring a point. He'd take it. Hunter fouled.
There's a backdoor and a nice feed by Prince. You have to invite the pressure and welcome it. This is just a great slip right here by Hunter to get to the rim and draw a foul.
So Hunter, the sophomore out of Medford, Oregon, started her career at Oregon State. She had her career high in the second round against Louisville with 18 points, hit 4 triples. And despite all the struggles, TCU is right there. Six-second difference on the clocks. Holly pulls up, contested shot, Prince rebounds.
Good job going under. You got to know the personnel and know the scout.
One shot to end the half.
Last possession.
Van Lith will take it and hit it. Big finish for TCU. And it is a 2-point ball game in the Elite Eight with 20 minutes to go for the Final Four. Turnover troubles the whole way, and TCU rallies as we get it over to Angel with Rory Harmon.
Rory, we'll start on the defensive end. You forced them to 10 turnovers in the first quarter. It was different for your defense in the second. What must change to pick up in the second?
Yeah, our defense is always going to be good, but we're relaxing right now. We're relaxing, taking plays off. And so I think if we pick it back up, which we will in this third quarter, we'll be fun.
You're the only player in double figures in this ball game. What do you like about your team's looks through the first half?
You know, we're all getting good looks. We just got to knock them down. Like, these are our shots all the time, but we just got to knock them down, which we will.
Thanks, Rory.
Thank you.
At the closing bell for TCU, it's Haley Van Lith to beat the buzzer with the fade. Come on, baby, says Mark Campbell, and he did, in fact, get it. 2-point ball game as we send it back to the studio. El, Andrea, and Chene. Welcome back to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. You're watching the Elite Eight presented by AT&T. Defenses ruled the day through the first 20 minutes. It is a 2-point ball game. 23-21 Texas over TCU. Rory Harmon and Haley Van Lith going head-to-head for a spot in the Final Four and a date in the national semifinals against South Carolina next weekend. Hey, everybody, Beth Mowens, Debbie Antonelli, Angel Gray, Rory Harmon, really the lone bright spot offensively in that first half for either side, Debbie.
I mean, she's the point of attack on defense, and she was the most aggressive by far on the offensive end. Now it's time to get more. Brought to you by Geico. Rory Harmon on the defensive end. Anticipates, steals, bucket. On this end of the floor, mid-range jumper in transition, bucket. How about this right here? You're not gonna guard me? I'm gonna close down the space with a dribble, and then from 3-point range, her 11th triple of the entire season.
How about our first half stats brought to you by Dixie Ultra Plates? Fewest scoring half in a season for TCU. Van Lith has hit her last couple of shots. Rory, 13 of the 23 points. Texas, Debbie, did not score in the paint in that second quarter, while TCU did not have a turnover in those final 7 minutes. So things took a turn heading into the locker room. Momentum with the women in purple. 20 minutes to go for the Final Four.
I gotta believe we're gonna see a heavy dose of Taylor Jones here in the second half for Vic Schaefer to get her going. And there she is on the slice cut. Nice up screen, vintage Texas Jody Conrad basketball right there.
Gets a touch inside for the bucket. Texas trying to get back to the Final Four since the days of Jody. Last time was 2003. And for TCU, history in the making if they can get to the Final Four for the first time in school history. Taken away by Jones. Sedona Prince was scoreless in that first half. And look at TJ running the floor. Offensive foul.
Really nice job by Madison Connor to anticipate this. She could have had a cup of coffee waiting on this one to happen. You could see her coming full speed, and Connor gets established defensively, according to the official.
That's the second on Jones. I didn't think she got there in time. But it's TCU ball. Van Lith. Again, they come with that high hedge that forces her away.
Yeah, but look where the ball screen is set. Much lower this time.
Prince rejected by Jones. And a stare down from the former Friends at Texas, which is where Prince started her career as a freshman.
This is just a really good job by Taylor Jones with the 2 fouls to stay aggressive. You got to go rim, body, ball. That keeps you away from the shot blocker.
Connor knocked loose by Texas and another takeaway. Here comes Harmon.
3 straight possessions for TCU without a shot.
Rory directing traffic. They're looking to get Booker a touch inside. She does. Gives it up from Wenentanda, and then a nice box out by Donovan Hunter to keep Booker away.
Good job by Shea Holly to get back in transition and locate Connor, the 3-point shooter.
Van Lith, tough shot. Prince, weak side, looking for her first basket and a foul. Let's get it over to Angel Gray.
Guys, before I could even ask Coach Campbell a question, he looked at me and said, wow, this game is so physical, but he loved the way his team responded to the physicality challenge to close out the second quarter. They went on a 7-0 run, and he said they finally handled the pressure. Yes, we're missing some shots, but he said, I pray we get another 16 threes in the second half. His message is, we are too good of a shooting team to flinch. Don't flinch and respond to physicality.
And he certainly likes seeing that one go through the nets. The first point for Prince tonight.
I thought Mark Campbell's team ran their offense on the top of the floor, and they never really got vertical to the paint unless they got inside and set up their 3-point shooting. That's how they made their threes. The last possession, Haley Van Lith got the screen almost to the wing, to the slot below the top of the floor, and that's where they need to initiate offense against this Texas defense.
Holly had to alter the shot in midair, and a chance now for TCU to tie it or take their first lead of the night. Down by as many as 9.
They clear it out. They go 2-man naked side with Van Lith and Prince.
Couldn't shake Harmon the first time. Rory forces the fade, and there's Booker with the board and the push. Here comes the point forward right down the lane. And the lay-in from Madison Booker, end to end.
What a beautiful take in transition. No stopping that. Wow.
She played some point guard last year when Rory Harmon was out hurt. And those skills have carried over into her sophomore season.
We got a delay of game warning on Texas. That's their first.
Rory was adjusting the knee brace from her knee injury last year. Former All-American and Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. She is the first Longhorn in history with over 1,200 points and 700 assists. She's number 2 all-time passing. Connor on the drive, gets it.
That's the kind of toughness Mark Campbell's talking about. You got to turn the corner on Texas and be ready to make a play.
Back to a 2-point game, 3 minutes into this third quarter.
Sedona Prince not even coming out to guard Oldacre.
That's jamming up the inside.
Oh, nice
off
fake.
the dribble, goes to the left and scores.
Fakes the dribble handoff. Go ahead, big girl. 6-6 and a steal by Booker.
Feed to Oldacre, off the front of the rim, and a missed opportunity for Texas. Booker with that harassing defense of Hunter. Again, forcing their offense way out above the top of the key.
This is coming at you full speed right here. Booker snatches the glass. Nobody stops the ball. She crosses up in transition. Oldacre provides just enough interference. And then what a nice fake, the dribble handoff. Beautifully done.
The 6'6" junior out of Mason, Ohio, transferred in from Miami. Connor, that's a tough pass for Prince. Says, hey, that one's on me.
Texas defense doing a really good job guarding ball screen offense. They hard hedge, they poke at the hedge. They've really been disruptive.
Booker on the curl. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Prince down on the block. That'll be her second. Trying to displace Oldacre. Booker in and out. Van Lith has it. Van Lith on the drive, switch to the left and around and out.
What a nice hesitation step right here. Little hezzy and absorbs the contact. Almost every piece of the rim.
So Haley to the line, an 82% free throw shooter. Has been to the Final Four during her days at Louisville. To the Elite Eight last year, one stop at LSU. And is having the time of her life this season, overcoming, she's talked about mental health struggles that she's had through her career. Enjoying the journey. And the tattoo on her arm that says, the journey is the dream, and a part of breaking new ground with TCU women's basketball this year. And that's going to be a foul on Texas on the miss.
Texas takes a lot of mid-range pull-up jump shots, and they've had some good looks. You heard Rory Harmon tell Angel going to halftime that we're going to make some of those. We're going to start making them. I'm thinking there's stuff down the middle third with Taylor Jones and Oldacre. That's where they've been able to score in the paint. It's when they're going from the top of the floor down through the middle. But Vic Schaefer's won a lot of basketball games, and certainly this year, as you mentioned earlier, a lot of close games. But when you go through the SEC the way he did and share the regular season with South Carolina, that's an impressive run for the first-year team in the SEC.
Be able to make the adjustments. Saturday, it was speed. He needed the two freshmen on the perimeter. Today, it's bigs. They're getting more playing time in the paint. And TCU has come back to tie this game up under 5 in the third. Booker immediately goes to work.
That's the play I'm talking about, though. Down the lane line.
Under 5 to go. Let's send it back to the studio. The NCAA Women's Championship, presented by Capital One, is brought to you by Nissan Power Forward. And the career of Haley Van Lith, who has taken her to a lot of different places and a lot of different uniforms in the NCAA tournament, Debbie. Starting out with Louisville, she already knocked out Texas once. Then last year with LSU, and this year with TCU. 21 career NCAA tournament games in 10 different cities around the country, hoping to make Tampa her next stop. And Van Lith, 10 points and 5 rebounds so far tonight.
She's been a winner everywhere she's been. Every team she's been on, she's taken to the NCAA tournament and deep into the tournament. 4 Elite Eights. That's amazing, with 3 different teams.
And this is her last go round. With Booker at the line. Texas back up by 1. Let's get it over to Angel Gray.
Well, ladies, and she told me of all the Elite Eights, this was the most gratifying for her because she's learned how to detach herself from the noise. Coach said a couple of games in, they had a come to Jesus moment. She had to discuss their role. He said that she loves the game so much that he felt like she had to prove herself was a walking bucket. He said, I had to make sure that the shift was Haley, the 2,000-point scorer, to now a playmaker and facilitator. We've seen her do both.
Oldacre gets the block and denies TCU a chance to take the lead. And it's Rory Harmon racing to the other end. Uh-oh. Booker isolated, one-on-one, high off the window.
Uh-oh. You could see that one coming.
And a third 5-second violation of the night for this Texas defense.
TCU has got to get their act together. Let the ball fall through the net. Set up your press breaker, and then step out of bounds and inbound it.
And an offensive foul on Texas prior to the inbound.
It's on Oldacre.
No, that's
on
Maddie Booker, her second.
Wow.
Three-point Texas lead with under 4 to go in the third. South Carolina awaits. Both these teams met the Gamecocks in the regular season. Texas lost 2 of 3, including the SEC championship game. They were co-champs in the regular season.
They just keep pushing them further and further away from the bucket.
Van Lith, no, and a foul. Going to be on Harmon. Her third. For TCU, their meeting in December hosting the Gamecocks did not go well. They got smoked. Their worst loss of the season, so they would love another crack at Carolina in Tampa. It's the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Final Four, and it begins Saturday night, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on CBS. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Men's Final Four set in San Antonio. The women, 2 teams are in on opposite sides of the bracket, South Carolina and UCLA. 2 more will fill in the bracket tonight. UConn and USC coming up next here on ESPN. Oldacre, the double down, last touched by Van Lith. Are they going to get a foul now on Haley? Her first.
They've been doubling the posts, and on the entry, as soon as the pass goes, Van Lith goes. Yeah, that's a foul. She reached in on the arm.
Went in tanda and one.
Watch the screening effort of Texas right here. Here's Wenentanda. She's going to come off this screen and get to the hole. This is just a nice job by Rory Harmon to be patient and set her up. Very well done. You can't let the ball come inbound under the basket like that. You need to have somebody that has a better angle to take that pass away.
Jack completes the three-point play. And throw on the full court press again. Oldacre with a steal.
Interesting how Sedona Prince is up front trying to help break pressure.
They've been playing 2-on-3, and the 3 have been winning.
Yes.
On those full court inbounds. Here's Booker up top. Spins to her right. Van Lith coming over to help. 5 on the shot clock. Harmon, the pull-up. No. Oldacre, rebound. Stick back, no.
Again, Shea Holly right on Connor to not allow Van Lith to advance pass. No easy baskets tonight. I mean, the hedge is so big, Van Lith can't see around it.
Hunter misses the layup. Yeah, Van Lith and Prince just have not been able to hook up like usual on that pick and roll.
I mean, under overhead stripe, ice jam, switch, drop. The 8 different ways you can guard a ball screen, and the only thing Texas is doing is hedge.
Booker trying to get into Prince. They back her away. Tanda into the shot blocker and a foul. And that... So they did give that to Prince, and that is her third. Standing O from the Texas fans for Kyla Oldacre and the job that she did. Quality minutes for the Horns. Tanda out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They are top 10 in the country in free throw makes and attempts. Just 5 for 7 so far for Texas. Taylor Bigby will check in.
So challenging to get the ball in bounds. And Mark Campbell didn't use any timeouts in any of those situations where the 5-second count was going down. He's saving it. He knows he needs them.
Prince calling for it and receiving. And Sedona Prince with the spin. And her first basket of the night. Just 2 free throws prior to that, after scoring 21 in the Sweet 16. Lee, pretty spin move, not the finish, and then taken away by Tanda. Lee, open 3, got it.
Confidence. She made 3 against Tennessee, the only 3 3-point buckets of the game for Texas. That's a lot of separation in a game like this. A 6-point lead, 2 possessions, the way Texas has defended.
Van Lith trying to weave in on Harmon. Rory right there with her every step of the way, and a turnover.
Watch Sedona Prince right here. Screen, roll. Taylor Jones late. Prince scores. And then off the offensive rebound, wide open, Jordan Lee.
I think she may have gotten popped in the nose on one of those spin moves trying to defend Van Lith. Little wobbly going over to the Texas bench here. Shot clock is off for the Longhorns to try and finish this third quarter.
A good substitution to get Haley Van Lith out on a defensive play right here so she can get a little extended rest for the fourth quarter.
Lee getting it back to Booker, mid-range, and 1. Well executed, final play for Texas.
The acceleration off the baseline screening action into her right hand. It is so well done. And Hunter takes away her landing spot. It's a good foul. Or good call on the foul.
Maddie Booker now with 11. Give her a dozen. 5 seconds for TCU to work with. Donovan Hunter checks the clock. And it's blocked by Holly. No chance for TCU there. 42-33. Texas. We've got 10 minutes to play for a spot in the Final Four. Angel We'll chat with Vic Schaefer when we come back to Birmingham. Time for Texas or TCU to finish the job. Texas closes out the third quarter behind the play of Maddie Booker on a 10-2 run. Fourth is coming up. Our coach interview is brought to you by Symetra. For Texas, Debbie.
Well, this has been their best quarter. They shot 47%. The up screen to start the quarter to get Jones going on the inside. A Texas classic. And then nice ball screen right here. Shea Holly opening up when intended to be able to score inside. And then this is just Booker running hard off a couple baseline screens into her right hand. And her elevation is beautifully done by the All-American.
Book and Rory with 23 points. The TCU Big Three with 22 points. As we head to the fourth quarter, the winner has South Carolina in the national semifinals, the Final Four in Tampa. Haley Van Lith and TCU trying to continue their magical ride this season, the best in school history. Will it end with a first ever trip to the Final Four? Connor, three ball, got it.
Through the door screens, well done. At perfect execution by TCU.
For the Texas Longhorns, one of the more storied programs in the sport, but it's been 22 years since they've been to the Final Four. Some of these Horns have tried 3 times to break through the Elite Eight and have come up short. This perhaps their best chance as a 1 seed. Loose ball knocked around. Oldacre beats the shot clock buzzer. Terrific recognition to see the shot clock. And they're going to get an offensive foul on TCU before the inbound on Van Lith.
Watch Connor right here, the best three-point shooter by Meg. She's under the basket. She's going to come through here like this, through the door screens. This is so well done by TCU. Totally takes Lee out. Connor should get some confidence from that.
That is her first triple, the 4th for TCU. And a missed layup on a well-executed inbounds.
I'd run the same set, Beth. I'd go right back to the same thing. They had a Horns entry and they ran the door screen. Worked perfectly for them.
Connor getting another touch. Reject. 5 on the shot clock. Harmon defending. And Rory going to be whistled and called for the block. It looked like she had position to stay on her feet, Debbie, but then decided to try and take the charge.
I mean, I thought she might reject the Prince screen anyway. She had a lane line drive. This is where you got to be tough, Beth. You got to have, you got to be really strong with the ball. You got to be smart mentally. You can't have any game slippage, meaning any leak in your detail. It's got to be good. And look at Oldacre
stepping into the passing lane, gonna take it the distance, and 1 for Kyla Oldacre. And it's the 4th foul on Sedona Prince.
This is like an offensive lineman picking up the ball and running to the house. A little rumbling and stumbling right here by the 6'6" Oldacre. Wow.
How about that for Oldacre? Scoreless in limited minutes against Tennessee, and that hectic pace, a difference maker tonight.
That's the thing. Can't play in that fast, hectic, chaotic Tennessee game, but you can play here when the game slows down, and it features more post play for Vic Schaefer.
She's got 7 points and is outscoring Prince tonight. Van Lith, when Ntonda came over to help and then brought the arms down on the shooter for the foul.
Watch the big girl up the line, overplaying, and the handle. What did we say? Football, line of scrimmage. That's a pick six right there, baby. That's a pick six.
Look at that reaction from Texas. Big girl getting it done. As Van Lith hits on the free throw. Haley now with 13. Trying to get the deficit back into single digits. Snow. 2 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. Still to come tonight. Heading out west, UConn and USC, the last Elite Eight showdown. Booker. Vic Schaefer said if we make the 12-footers, we're in good shape. Well, Booker's made several of those. Turnover, TCU. Maddie Booker, 14.6 rebounds. She and Harmon have combined for 25 tonight.
TCU is going to have to get some stops right now. And this is where Rory Harmon is so good, managing the clock. And when you have an All-American that you can go deep into the shot clock, who can get you a bucket. Those baseline screens are so tough to defend because you can lock and trail behind them, but she elevates into her jumper in that 6-1 frame so easily.
Van Lith.
Van Lith
draws another foul off the bounce.
Slow step right there, Beth.
That's 4 now on Harmon. So Harmon for Texas with 4. Prince with TCU has 4. And Harmon will come out for Bree Preston.
Haley Van Lith has drawn 5 fouls on the Texas defense.
Got a big ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader for you. From the Eastern Conference, the Cavs, Knicks, then out west for the Thunder and the Pistons. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 6:30 Eastern. Van Lith, 7 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And it's back to a 10-point game. So how does Preston now, the freshman running the point? She was spectacular in the Sweet 16. Big responsibilities here for the Longhorns. Number 1 in white.
Emma Nopu in a no-help situation on Booker.
Preston, open look. Weak side, it's Oldacre again. Defender fell on the play. And a blocking foul going to be called. And is this on Prince? Who is it called on? It is. Sedona Prince has fouled out with 6.5 minutes to go. The 7th-year senior who started her career at Texas, playing in 4 of those 7 seasons on the 40 acres, and then at Oregon, and now at TCU. And the Horned Frogs will have to go the rest of the way without her, and Booker immediately with a fade. She's got 12 of her 16 here in the second half.
Look at Preston's ball pressure. Fresh legs on Haley Van Lith here in the 4th.
Van Lith short. Long rebound to Preston.
Vic Schaefer can't talk enough about his freshman. He loves Bree Preston. That puts the work in before practice and after practice and wants to be really good.
And Texas, the luxury of having a go-to scorer like Maddie Booker. Preston, the assist. Oldacre, the bucket. And Texas starting to pull away here in the fourth. Knocked out of bounds.
Just a really good job by Preston right here to take up the space because they're sagging on her, draw the help, and drop it off. What a game for Oldacre.
9 points, 5 rebounds. As Booker checks out, she signaled over to the bench she needed a breather heading into this media timeout. And there's some blood on a person or on the floor. Taping up Madison Connor's leg. This Texas defense has been so good tonight. They have kept the big three in check. After they scored 60 points combined in the Sweet 16, it's been tough sledding here in the Elite Eight.
They were out of rhythm all night. Credit Texas defense. They couldn't get the ball below the free throw line to execute. Credit Texas defense. When they did get a piece of the paint, it set up their three-point shooting.
And the numbers for the big three, with Sedona Prince having already fouled out, held to 28 of their 39 points tonight.
Texas makes everything challenging. Their defensive habits are so good, Beth.
2 #1 seeds have already advanced. Another one threatening to do so here. 3 previous trips to the Final Four, including the 1986 National Championship under the legendary head coach, Jody Conrad. Under 5 to go. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? South Carolina in the national semis. Right now, leaning Texas with under 5 to go. And our star stories brought to you by Samsung Galaxy. And Becker's getting set to take on Iria Fenn. Of course, no Juju Watkins. The ACL injury earlier in the tournament knocked her out for Southern Cal.
The thing I'm watching
Paige
for,
Becker's the only thing missing from the resume, Debbie. That national championship ring.
I mean, 6 times this year she's taken 20 or more shots. I'm hoping she takes a big number tonight. I think that's the difference in the game, if she wants to take over, when she decides to take over.
Preston continues to run the point. Harmon sitting with 4 fouls. Deasia Merrill with a block. Sedona Prince has fouled out for TCU. So the big three is down to the big 2. Haley Van Lith trying to keep the dream alive, and it's back to the free throw. Van Lith drawing her 8th foul of the night.
She's going to need a double ice bath after this one. You don't take just 1 bath, you got to take 2. It's been a physical game.
8 of 9 from the line. Husky fans getting ready. They're going to have to hustle back and find a TV. Well, you know that 2003 Final Four team for Texas, a lot of those guys watching. That great crew that featured the likes of Jamie Carey and Heather Schreiber, Tiffany Jackson, Stacy Stevens. Playing for the legend, Jody Conrad in the house and hoping she's going to Tampa with Texas. A lot of the Horns fans rising to their feet, sensing a big finish here. Booker can't knock that down. Still time for TCU. A bucket here to get it back under 10. Van Lith attacks, going to the left side. Merrill fouled on the putback. Chance to inch closer with no time gone off the clock.
Hey, this is what TCU wanted to do. Get them spread out. Get the middle pick and roll working. The last couple of possessions, the space has opened up a little bit more for Haley Van Lith.
Boy, and Vic Schaefer sensing a possible change here. Doesn't want this to get much closer. Harmon is back on the floor for the Longhorns. Merrill hits the first. Hey, don't miss any of the Final Four this weekend on ABC and ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Got game coverage for you, as well as the Bird and Taurasi show. And TCU fan base now rising as one. It's an 8-point game.
You just want to put some game pressure on them. Make enough shots, get a few more stops. They can get one more stop here. Texas might start to feel a little pressure. Makes it harder to make shots.
Double team on Jones. They force a tough shot, and Van Lith has it.
Great double down on the post by Van Lith.
Down by as many as 14 here in the second half. Connor inside. Merrill gets it. 2-possession game.
Shea Holly and Taylor Jones ran into each other on that ball screen coverage, and that allowed Merrill some space to roll.
Texas wants to make sure Booker gets a touch. TCU makes her give it up. Harmon, who hasn't scored since the first quarter, misses there. Good hustle play from Winnan Panda.
Haley Van Lith isn't even guarding Rory Harmon. She is helping, digging, doubling.
Jones blocked by Merrill. What a job she's doing replacing Prince in the ballgame.
This is just a really good screen and roll. Look how open the middle of the floor is. Texas has been tagging from the weak side on that ball screen roll, but there was no one there that time, and Taylor Jones got hung up on the screen and running into Holly.
Booker mid-range money.
Vic Schaefer money play.
So good on the set pieces. Bigby off the bounce. Blocked by Jones. It'll stay at this end.
I mean, it's simple. It's just a screen, the same set we've seen. Taylor Jones is an excellent screener and just takes out 2. Booker just steps into it.
18 now for Maddie. Under 2 minutes for a spot in the Final Four. TCU has never been this far. The best season in school history. They want to keep it going. And now the officials are going to go to the scorers table. We'll take a timeout. 1:50 to play. And they're looking at the out of bounds. Who touches it last? We'll find out when we come back. (55-47), Texas over TCU, 1:50 to go. That last play out of bounds, the ruling was TCU ball. And here's one more look at it, and we're going to bring in our rules analyst, Lisa Mattingly.
Well, hey there. It looks like to me that it's off of Purple's fingertips right there. Watch the spin of the ball is going to change when they let that play out.
Microphone does not appear to be on.
The call on the floor has been reversed. White ball out of bounds.
So Lisa Mattingly right on top of that. The officials changed the call. It goes to Texas.
You can see the pinky finger, the last couple of fingers there of Bigby.
Well done by our crew, Felicia Grinter, Billy Smith, Karen Prieto tonight. Down to the wire here in Birmingham. Beth Bowens, Debbie Antonelli, Angel Gray. The winner goes to Tampa and the Final Four.
Shea Holly through the door screens. Look at the big post up inside. They missed Taylor Jones.
Rory Harmon hits the bucket.
So good creating separation off the bounce. That's why she's back in the game.
Booker and Harmon have combined for 31 tonight for Texas.
You feel the pace picking up right here for TCU. They've been able to advance pass and find some transition
Connor
space.
short on the three. Shea Holly coming out with it for Texas. 1 minute to go.
1 minute remaining.
TCU not choosing to foul.
Got to play good D and get a three.
Harmon takes the shot with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and then Texas gets the offensive rebound against a TCU team without their 6'7" center, Sedona Prince, who's fouled out.
This is when you know, Beth, that your team is good. When you check all the boxes and you can play anyway. The versatility of Texas we saw in the Tennessee game, playing with pace, minimized their bigs. Their freshmen were outstanding. And then the game slows down, and it's a lower scoring, low pace, featuring the bigs. And the bottom line is you have Madison Booker. And she's an All-American.
All the pieces were there for Texas and for Vic Schaefer, who was an assistant on a national championship team at Texas A&M. As a head coach at Mississippi State twice in the Final Four, playing for the national championship. And now moments away from going back to fight for one with Texas. Van Lith doesn't get the bounce. Rebound, Texas. Final 30 seconds for the Longhorns. And the top seed in the region will play a fourth game this year against South Carolina, and a winner of that one will go to the final. Texas breaks through. And on the reset after the shot clock violation, a 22-year drought will end in Austin.
And the emotion on Rory and Vic Schaefer is all over them.
And there it is. It's back to the Final Four for the 40 Acres as Texas knocks out TCU. Maddie Booker, Rory Harmon leading the way. And the magical season for TCU comes to a close. And the collegiate careers of the likes of Haley Van Lith, Sedona Prince, Agnes Semenopu, the senior Madison Connor, the greatest season in school history in Fort Worth. But the night belongs to Texas. And they become the third #1 seed to advance. .58-47 is your final. Madison Booker, big second half. She finishes with 18.6 rebounds. Rory Harmon, 13 points and 5 assists. They turned over TCU 21 times, resulting in 17 points off of takeaways.
You see the embrace of Mark Campbell with Haley Van Lith. But ultimately, Beth, it was the Texas defense. They held TCU to 27% from the floor. As you mentioned, the turnovers. Texas dominated the paint 24-8. And
those two right there, Angel Gray.
Starting with Maddie Booker, you know the saying is let her cook, and you did that in the second half. What were you feeling, the emotions behind being your actual vet in year 2 for this team today?
Hey, it feels good. It feels good just to be able to the people who haven't been in this moment yet, to have fun with it. I mean, last year was more of like nerves for me and more of like wanting to win, and I didn't really have fun with it. But now, I'm having fun with it now. I mean, it's fun. Like March Madness is, you must have fun in it.
And you get to do it alongside Rory Harmon, who came back from a long journey back from an ACL. How does it feel knowing that you have her with you and this team? How special to get to your first Final Four for the program in 22 years?
I think, not doing it with her last year, it was different. It sucked for me, playing a whole position, a whole new position, and just her sitting on the sidelines. And she worked so hard for this. I want everybody to know that Rory Harmon's still that girl. And please don't doubt her. Please don't doubt her. She's worked tremendously hard for this. God got her, and she has strong faith in her game, too. And I just want I'm so proud of her. I'm proud to do it with her because she's definitely led this team. As you saw out there, both ends on the court.
Thank you, Maddie. And then, Roy, just a quick question for you. We saw the emotion as the time was ticking. What was running through your mind as you're now in the Final Four?
Ooh, let me take a breather, guys. I just think about just going through, my recovery and coming back after 10 months. Yeah. I just look at it and, like I said, I'm so proud of myself and I'm so proud of my team to get to this moment. I'm not saying I never would have thought, but just to come back like I did and get to a Final Four like we did, it just means a lot to me. So
it means a lot to see you guys on the floor. We'll see you in Tampa. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, the emotion from Rory Harmon and her head coach, Vic Schaefer, and the entire Texas program. They are indeed headed back to the Final Four, and our first national semi is set Friday night, 7 Eastern on ESPN. South Carolina and Texas. Still to come tonight, USC and UConn. Coming up next, our studio show presented by AT&T. For Debbie Antonelli, Angel Gray, I'm Beth Mowens. Thanks so much for being with us. Let's get you back to El, Andrea, and Chene.